Good morning to all. Now, let us learn about a very important medicinal as well as economically valued family called Solanaceae. Why we call it as economically valued family? Because some members of this family, for example, tomato, potato, brinjal, chilies, etc., are the food groups, and we utilizing these plants in our daily life. So that's why we call it as economically valued family. And it's also contain medicinally important large number of medicinally important plants. Examples are belladonna, nightshades, thorn-apple, ashwagandha, tobacco, etc. In the mentioned vegetables, you already studied about an underground stem tuber. Yes, it is potato. So the Solanaceae family is commonly called as potato family. The another common name of this family is nightshade family, because the nightshade, which includes the dark and mystical past of these familiar plants. Some of the nightshade members are poisonous because of the alkaloids such as solanin, atropine, scopolamine, etc. And these toxic members were utilized in ancient world as killer of kings, emperors, and warriors. One of the popular and familiar plant includes in the nightshade is the Atropa belladonna. It's commonly called as deadly nightshade, which contain the tropane alkaloids such as atropine, scopolamine, and hyoscyamine, which cause delirium and hallucination. And these alkaloids are found in many members of this family, such as datura, solanum, and hyoscyamus. Now let us study about its systematic position, class Dicotyledon, subclass Gamopetalae, series Bicarpellate, order Polymoniales, family Solanaceae. Go through these notes. I mentioned some most important characteristic features of this family. Persistent calyx means the calyx or portion of the calyx persists or remains with the fruit at mature stage. Even the fruit is developed, the calyx does not fall off. They remains attached to the fruit. The type of calyx is called persistent calyx. The next is the epipetalous stamens. The stamens which attach to the petals, that's called the epipetalous stamens. Another characteristic feature of the Solanaceae is the oblique ovary. That is, the ovary is obliquely placed. In Solanaceae, the carpels or gynoecium is bicarpellary, bilocular with axial placentation, and the ovary is obliquely placed. And this ovary is obliquely placed is due to the rotation or twisting of the posterior ovary towards to the right side. This the posterior ovary turns towards the right side, and the anterior ovary, the carpel, to the left side by a 45 degree. So that's why the ovary becomes seen as oblique in position. Now let us go through some common plants of Solanaceae family. Go through the images of these pictures and try to understand or try to identify its morphological characteristics. The common plants are Atropa belladonna, Datura metal, Datura stramonium, Hyoscyamus niger, Capsicum annum, Capsicum frutescens, Cestrum nocturnum, Lycopersicon esculendum, Nicotiana tabacum, Physalis minima, Solanum nigrum, Solanum torvum, Solanum tuberosum, Solanum melangina, Solanum anguivi, Solanum trilobatum, Solanum xanthocarpum or Solanum surratens, and Withania somnifera. Annuals and perennial herbaceous plants are abundant in this family, and also shrubby plants, but the trees are very rare. Go through the images mentioned earlier and understand its habits. When you go through the images, you can see that there are lots of hairs, that is, small outgrowths of hairs are found on the surface of the stems and also on the leaves. And these outgrowths are called the trichomes, which is one of the characteristic feature of this family. You studied these trichomes in earlier family, that is in the Caparidaceae. Trichomes are of two types, glandular trichomes and also aglandular trichomes. Glandular trichomes known to secrete various substances including water, nectar, resins, mucilage, and terpenes. And these substances help to protect the plants from insects, animals, etc. And also to prevent excessive water loss as well as protect the plants from the excessive moisture. The non-glandular trichomes develop to form a thick and dense surface around the leaves, which gives to protect the leaves from harsh environment as well as protection from pathogens. Glandular and non-glandular trichomes are of two types, that is the unicellular and multicellular, and it may be unisediate, bisediate, or multisediate. The main difference between these two trichomes are the glandular trichomes, which have the capitate tip, but the non-glandular trichomes, which have the stellates and with many arms or linear finger-like structures. The capitate tip of the glandular trichomes, which contains the various chemicals that we already mentioned earlier. Root is a normal taproot. And in Withania somnifera and Mandragora, the root tubers are present. I mentioned some important points only. That is, one of the point is that nodes are swollen and internodes are elongated. This is one of the important character. And some species of the Solanum have the thorns on the stems. In Solanum tuberosum, the stem is modified as tuber, which functions as the storage of food materials. The leaves are simple, petiolate, entire. And some species it's pinnatisect. Pinnatisect leaves are present in Solanum torvum, Lycopersicum, Solanum tuberosum, and Solanum xanthocarpum. In pinnatisect leaves, the leaves are pinnately divided almost to the middle, but not into separate leaflets. That it extends up to the middle, but it does not divide it. Numerous short and strong recurved spines found on Solanum trilobatum, and in Solanum xanthocarpum, numerous yellow spines are found on the leaf surfaces. When we analyze the leaf structure or leaf arrangements on the stems of different species of Solanaceae, we can see that some leaves are arranged in opposite manner. That is, and sometimes it may be arranged in pair, and sometimes it may be sub-opposite. That is, it's alternate arrangements. Or sometimes we can see that there is a spiral arrangements of leaves, and these whole arrangements of leaves are due to the presence of as a result of the attachment of the leaf between the axillary bract or axillary branch, that is called the leaf attachment. So leaf attachment is a very important characteristics of this family. In Solanaceae, the attachment of leaf is of three types. First one is the datura type, then second is the Atropa type, and third one is the Solanum type of leaf attachment. First one is the datura type of leaf attachment. It consists of a median flower, a leaf, and two branches are seen at the flowering node. The flower is found at the terminal end of the axis. Below the flower, the leaf arises, then axis extends from this leaf and ends in the flower. Along the axillary branches, leaves are lifted upwards. A Atropa type of leaf attachment is similar to that of the datura type, but only one lateral branch develops at a time. As a result, one flower, one branch, two unequal leaves are found at a flowering node. The leaves are not opposite of the two leaves. The larger leaf arises from the node below it along with its axillary branch. The smaller one comes from the branch itself, which is not displaced because its auxiliary branch did not develop. Solanum type of leaf attachment is very similar to the branching type in Atropa type, but has two differences. Umbellate inflorescence is developed from terminal bud, whereas in Atropa type, solitary flower is developed. The inflorescence axis is fused with the petiole branch, complex to some extent, but is separated before the next node. Inflorescence include solitary, racemose, and cymose inflorescence. Terminal raceme in Nicotiana, solitary and axillary in Physalis, solitary in terminal in datura, extra-axillary cyme in Solanum torum, and axillary cluster in cestra. Flower, bracts and bracteoles are usually absent, pedicellate, actinomorphic, but zygomorphic in Hyoscyamus, complete, bisexual, pentamerous and hypogynous. Flowers are variously colored, white, yellow and violet. And small flowers we can see in Solanum physalis and Cestrum, and large flowers in Datura. Calyx consists of 5 sepals, gamosepalous, which may be valvate or imbricate striations, and the shape of the calyx is campanulate in Solanum and tubular in Datura. Characteristics of calyx we already discussed. Then calyx loosely covered with a berry, which is called acrescent calyx, which is found in Physalis minima. Acrescent calyx, which means the calyx completely covers the berry. Next, corolla consists of 5 petals, gamopetalous, valvate, also imbricating section. The shape of the corolla of various shapes, induplicate, valvate and funnel shape in datura, campanulate in datura, rotate and solanum and also capsicum. Here we can see the flowers of different members of the family Solanaceae. Androecium consists of 5 or 4 stamens, epipetalous, alternating with petals, filaments short, inserted deep in the corolla tube, anthers bithecus, sagittate, basi or dorsifixed, intruse, and longitudinal dehiscence. Porous in Solanum. In Solanum, anthers appears cone-like over the style. Venetium consists of 2 carpels, bicarpellary, syncarpous, superior ovary, bilocular, sometimes tetralocular due to the formation of false septum, and contains many ovules on a thick placenta that is called the swollen placenta, which is the characteristic feature of the Solanaceae family. Then ovary is obliquely placed. We discussed this obliquely placed ovary, and the placentation is axile, style is simple, stigma bifid, and a prominent nectariferous disc is present at the base of the ovary. The fruit is a berry or a capsule. Examples of berry fruits are Lysopersicum, Atropa, Capsicum, Physalis, Withania and Solana. And the berry is attached with the persistent calyx. Then septifragal capsule in datura. Septifragal capsule is a type of dehiscent fruit in which the fruit pericarp split completely from the septa and the seeds are remain attached with the central axis. And the fruit is covered by slender spines.